On you guys, so today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I will be bringing you guys my first episode of top 5 biggest sports card sales this week. I'm very excited to start this on my channel because obviously, it's always good to take a look at some crazy sales in the week. I'm going to be doing some analysis, basically, obviously showing, price charts, whether stuff is going up or down and all that sort of thing. But before we get into that, I do want to say, as you guys know, I have my sports card investment membership group where I basically every single week I give out reports of some cards I believe will go up, some cards I believe will go down, and then 3 long-term underground NBA investments. Now, just last Sunday, we were buying these Kristaps Porzingis select rookie cards for just under $15. In a matter of literally a week, they've nearly tripled. They're around $40 right now. So, obviously, even though the market has not been as hot as it was before, we've been making, a lot of money regardless. We've been finding very undervalued cards every single week, and my members have absolutely been making a killing in this last few months. So if you guys would like to join in on the profit with my members, all you have to do, click the link down below to sportscardsinvest.com. You can use code SHOP to get you 30% off the yearly memberships for the next 30 hours. So if you do want to go ahead and sign up, now would be the time to, because this is the second to last sale we will be having this year. So if you guys would like to join into the yearly memberships, 30% off for the next 30 hours. Go ahead and enter in if you guys would like and make some money with us. Obviously, we've been finding undervalued cards, and hopefully that does not stop. So I guess join in while we're still hot and making a lot of money. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna hop right into this video. By the way, the link is down below to sportscardsinvest.com. But without further ado, we're gonna hop right into our number 5, sorry about that. Our number 5 sale of the week, which is for $47,100, sold on October 25th. We got a 2000 SB Authentic Tom Brady autograph out of 1250. So this is the BGS 9.5 with a 9 autograph. These have obviously sold a little bit higher in better grades. So considering this is a 9 autograph, obviously Tom Brady has had some huge games. Obviously for the Buccaneers, they're off to a great start. Tom Brady's looking very good, surprisingly, because a lot of people have been downing him after last season. So it's great to see him playing very well. And this card is a high roller. Obviously, these come on sale quite often now. And obviously a lot of them are in grades below a BGS 9.5. But this is definitely, one of the biggest of the week, obviously. And in football, this is the biggest card sale of the week. Mostly Tom Brady's have been just, obviously, there's no one really that comes close to him in terms of football card prices. Mahomes obviously is the closest we'll ever get in, modern history, but Tom Brady's basically, all of his, even if this is, this is an SB Authentic, keep in mind, that's not even, one of the best brands out there. So it's definitely a big sale this week. And without further ado, we're going to hop right into number 4, which is Kobe Bryant's 1996-1997 rookie card credentials with 9.5 centering. So this is actually a BGS 8.5. And it sold for $65,000, which is absolutely crazy because obviously, considering obviously these do not grade very well, but considering if this was a better grade, how much it would have sold for. It does have 9.5 centering, but edges and surfaces are not very good. But obviously, this is Kobe, and this is one of his most iconic cards you can find out there on the market. It's out of $499, as you guys can see. Obviously, a rookie EX2000, which is definitely, obviously Kobe's, obviously this is a very good long-term investment in my opinion. It is a very expensive long-term investment, but I think this will hold very good value. Even in a BGS 8.5, for this card, it's hard to get better than an 8.5. They're very, very hard to grade, so I definitely think, whoever bought this, my personal opinion is it was probably a collector's item. Because if you were going for investing, you would probably go with this Topps Chrome. But I still think this is a very good collectible and potentially could pay off as an investment. But without further ado, we're going to hop right into our next which sold for $70,000. We have LeBron's 2003 Topps Chrome Refractor PSA 9. Actually, number 2 is that as well, but one actually sold for $20,000 less than the other, which is very interesting. Obviously, you know, the market, we could be, you know, there could be a shill bidding, you know, somewhat correlated to this sale because it is a little bit higher than usual. But, you know, these two sales both happen in 1 week, which is very rare to see, because this is a fairly rare card. I believe there were 3 total this week, and I fit 2 of them in, but I definitely think, you know, this LeBron is going to be very, very good long term. I think it will definitely match up with Jordan's 86 Fleer as one of the most iconic cards, you know, in the whole industry. I definitely think this is a very good long-term investment. LeBron, coming off his 4th ring, does not seem to be slowing down. Next year, the Lakers are title favorites yet again. With Anthony Davis, I think LeBron could potentially, you know, obviously he may eventually in 2 years take a little bit of a backseat to Anthony Davis, but he could definitely help in winning championships for the next 2-3 years, in my opinion. And if he does gather his 5th championship, I think this, you know, could really push him past MJ, in my opinion, and that could definitely drive up all of these sales, you know, possibly into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So definitely, you know, with it being a refractor, PSA 10, I think these are both very good buys. I'm not sure why this one sold for $20,000 more than the other, but, you know, both of them, regardless, I believe are very, very good investments. Without further ado, we're going to hop right into number 1, which is LeBron's 2003-2004 exquisite limited logos out of 75 BGS 8.5. These are super hard to grade, but, you know, every time these hit the auction, you know, they go for crazy amounts. Most recently, $140,000. You know, this was an auction. It ended around 3 days ago, but this was an absolutely crazy, you know, obviously PWCC does auctions and consignment, so probably some high roller wanted to get the most they could, and this is, you know, probably the best they can get out of 75. You know, obviously one of the holy grails for LeBron cards, and this is, keep in mind, only in an 8.5. If this was anything above it, you know, a 9.5, this would be in the millions of dollars. So this is definitely, you know, I wouldn't say a crazy good investment because it's going to be very hard to move, you know, such an expensive card. I'd much rather go in and buy a bunch of Topps Chromes, but, you know, nonetheless, 9.5 centering, quite bad corners, but this is the 2003-2004 exquisite, which is very hard to grade. So I definitely think overall is a pretty decent buy. Will probably hold value. You will always be able to find big LeBron collectors. But this was, you know, the number 1 pick of the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys are digging these videos. I might just, you know, record one every few weeks. But, you know, just cards like this is very interesting to kind of look at and just see, you know, what's going on in the hobby, because every single week some sales, you know, blow my mind. There's definitely been some $1 million sales, you know, in the recent future, or in the recent past. So it's definitely very interesting to take a look at this. Thank you guys so much for, once again, if you guys would like to join the program, click the link down below to sportscardsinvest.com. Without further ado, we're going to close up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Other than that, I'm out. Peace.